Coming up next today, I bought some cards. I want to share with you and explain why I bought them. It's coming up. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Hope you guys are having a chill day. I thought we'd have a chill video day and just go over some of the things I've been buying. As I've spoken to you guys before, I like to get in there just like you guys do, buy the cards, have some fun, and I've noticed the increase in cards. I did go ahead and purchase some about a week and a half ago. Nothing crazy, but again, I just believe that the artwork, the nostalgia, and the age of some of these cards is what's going to make them valuable in the distance, even if they're not reserve list. So I thought we'd go over the cards I bought lately. Let us have a little bit of fun, a little bit of storytelling time, and just to remember how great some of these cards can be, all right? So first off, I got myself my Unlimited Sarah. Douglas Schuler is the illustrator. You can see that beautiful artwork on my Sarah. She is dinged up, you can see, like here. I'm not kidding. She's dinged. I get it. But you know what? She is very, very pretty. Because a little bit of dinging just shows she's had some love and attention, had a lot of battlefields met before, and now she is mine and hanging out. So way to go, Sarah. Thanks a lot for checking in. You will never be leaving my collection. Alright, so when you think of things like the Dark, these old sets, I want you guys to realize, number one, the epic artwork, the black border. Right? The idea these cards are like 25 or older years, right? When I look at this and say, oh my God, I remember cracking packs of the Dark. I remember cracking packs of all these sets. So I thought it was cool to go through and remember some of the great times you had while playing with these. But as well, people have to understand the value in these cards will come later. It will, because next generations of people playing Magic are not going to be able to get their hands on cards like this if they keep disappearing into people's collections, right? The Dark has a larger print run than, say, Antiquities, Arabian Nights, Legends. But you have to understand, look at this. Look at Flood. The guy's on top of his roof. He's got like a cross on top. Like, it's kind of cool. It looks like a farmhouse. It's got things floating by. You know, you can see right there. The illustrator, like 1994 is really, right? Can I get that? It says 1994 anyway. Right? The idea that, oh, all non-flying creatures become tapped. So cool. Like, look at that, man. Curse Artifact by Mark Tendon. Like, look at it, right? Looks like artifacts sitting there, all kinds of blood red candles melting around it. Very Call of Cthulhu, right? Very, very creepy. The Dark was so good for that stuff. And when these cards go up in value, they're not going to go up by like $10 or $20. They're going to creep up over years. Years as they disappear. People try to complete sets. We'll be getting more and more cards, more and more things they want, but there'll be less and less available. Good old diabolic machine, right? Regeneration! Don't see that every day. But it's the idea that these cards just, they're not going to be there. Like, look, Coal Golem, Christopher Rush, man. Come on. That is amazing. I know it's not a great card. I mean, 5 casting cost. Come on. But back in the day, epic. And when you see this stuff, and you go through it, for somebody like me, I get very nostalgic. I remember opening these packs and playing with these cards. Carnivorous Plant, I remembered going ahead, having a blast with them, and just saying, yep, this is going to be mine. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna animate wall. I'm gonna let this thing go beat on people because it was a 4/5 for 4, and had no drawbacks other than the fact, you know, it was a wall. But we just make it go attack anyway. We'd find ways to make that baby attack, right? So when I look at that, I go, yep, good cards, good nostalgia. I mean, things like Tormund's Crypt are still used today to, you know, clear that field and keep things where you want it to be. People forget about it. It's an old card, man. Christopher Rush did a lot of art back in the day, and this is some old stuff. Waterworm, and again, the black border, the epic original kind of grainy style art. You just don't see it anymore. That's not the way Wizards does their production art. So this stuff is going to have some real history to it in the years that go by. You know, and eventually, there just won't be any to buy. And the ones that are, super expensive, and people are going to be like, you're going to pay money? That's a reprintable card. But it's original, right? The original stuff, right? So that was some stuff from the Dark. Now we got some good old Antiquities here. Now this is just stuff I've been purchasing. It all came in the last 2 weeks. I've pooled everything together so you guys can take a look. Some will be sleeves, some won't. Depends on the condition and stuff, obviously, and who I bought it from. But I kind of just piled it all together so we could take a look. I didn't do a mail day with this one because I just want to talk about the fact that old cards like this are going to have value. Right? Primal Clay, things from antiquities. You know, it's a very, very lore-rich history back then when you look at cards like this, because the Urza Mishra War was going on. I use this all the time, by the way. The Amulet of Krug, because it would prevent damage to any target. And you just had to have a lot of mana flares and stuff, and you would pump this baby up. You could keep all kinds of creatures alive. Oh, Poltergeist, right? You could turn, like, what do you call it, non-artifact creatures into artifacts and let them go beat on people. Very cool. And again, look at it, making the book float. It's a 1/1, Zenith Poltergeist. Okay, Circle Protection Artifact was a pretty big card back in the day. Well, almost saw none in my town. The one or two people that had it, you're like, you can stop artifact. You can stop these big, huge, like Colossus of Sardia from pounding on people. That is amazing. It was very funny. And now you realize, it's been reprinted. It's nothing, but it's the original artwork, the original paintings. Just amazing. Now, I think I have quite a few of this one. Now, see how it says, tap to prevent up to 2 damage to target artifact creature. Like, think about that. 2/2 to prevents damage. Very nice. He's just summoned Smith. He's not a person. He's a smith. It's a special type of person to be a smith. Tanos' weaponry, original kinds of equipment. You could leave them tapped and keep the plus counters on your creatures. I use this a lot. Mainly to keep like guys like my Argivian Archaeologist alive. The Staff of Zegon, right? Look at 3. But see how it says mono artifact? It means you're going to use it once. Target creature loses -2/-0 until end of turn. Creatures with power less than 1 deal no damage. They had to actually explain that out to us. Very, very cool. See, and although Mishra was impressed by the staves Ashnard had created for Zegon's defense, he understood they only hinted at their full potential. Such great flavor text back then. I mean, they wrote whole novels on this later just based on flavor text, guys. The value in these is the history and the lore of the cards. Onulet, this was a big card back in the day. 2/2 for 3, and you gain 2 life when it dies. Pretty cool. And I understand that a lot of people look and say, it's like a 25-cent card, 50-cent card. You're right. I didn't buy any of the uncommons or bigger ones. I bought what I could afford. And having this many cards added to my collection gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling because I know I didn't pay an arm and a leg for it. I managed to pick it up from some local stores and a couple of eBay sellers. And I'm cool with it. Yoshi, by the way, man. 1/4 Vigilance. And of course, everyone likes a few millstones. You like to flip things back in the day. Good old Felden's Cane. The only way to reshuffle your library outside of a time twister back in the day. Right? To reshuffle. And then you had to, what's it called? Remove from your deck. So cool. Alright. Oh, we have a couple more here, I think. Another Felden's. Alright. Martyrs of Corollas. Amazing artwork. You see the globe shattering, the sword shattering because it's defending you from damage. The two guards, right? The bodyguards are holding strong. Again, it's going to be the art and things we look at in these cards years from now. People are buying them. They're disappearing for a reason. Somebody knows something that we didn't know, and now we get to know because we can go ahead, make the same purchases on even a smaller scale, and hold on to these things for the next 10, 20 years. Hold the line, man. Don't give your stuff up. So that's Antiquities. Now I got some Legends here. So I bought a lot of Wall of Shadows. Look, there's more right here. More Walls of Shadows. And we got some Wrathy Berserkers. Got a play set of those, but look at them. No capital on the name, which is hilarious. You don't see Rampage anymore. Okay, for those who don't know Rampage, this guy is 5 for a 2/4, but any creature blocking him beyond the first gets +3/+3 because it's Rampage 3. If it's Rampage 2, you got +2/+2. If it's Rampage 1, you got +1/+1. For any creature beyond the first, you block with 3 extra creatures. My guy's getting like +9/+9. Very, very cool, man. Summon Berserker. And Legends, I mean, come on, guys. These are very, very history-rich sets. And to have some of these cards like a Zephyr Falcon, 1/1 for 2, and it has Vigilance, amazing. Just to say, yep. Good stuff to have, good stuff to hold. Don't give it up. This stuff's all going to my little personal vault I'm gonna hang on to these bad boys and never let them go because they're cool. I like having them. More falcons. Undertow. Creatures with Island Walk may be blocked as if they didn't have this ability. Now, visions I remember using all the time. Look at the top 5 cards of any library, and then you can choose to reshuffle that library. You notice it didn't say put them back in a different order, because that was things like natural selection that did that, but still. Transmutation, like some of these is just for the art I like, and some of the art is very, I mean, compared to nowadays stuff, it's very rudimentary. It's not crazy. Oh, Greater Realm of Preservation. Protection from red and black. Excellent. Boomerangs. Always good to send back the opponent's creatures. Enchantments or any permanent you didn't like. Alabaster Potions. Come on, man. We bring this stuff back all the time. Save your creatures. Makes them not die. Very cool. More Walls of Shadow. Enchanted Being. Again. Look at the artwork. Look, Douglas Shaw. The same guy who did my Sarah. Same artist. Except for I think this is done in, this is 94. This would be like 93 probably. Very cool. The Walking Dead. Get it? Walking Dead. Tempest Lodestone. That's a little bit out. Oh, we got some shield walls. Lodestone baubles. All right. Now, of course, I was very happy to find some Arabian Nights to add to my collection. So, Unstable Mutation. Piety. Which, again, not that great when you see all defending creatures gain +3, +0, but still, what you could do with it was important. Metamorphose, just flipping things around, which is nice. Curd Apes, the original Curd Ape. Look at that boy. If you have any forest in play, you became a 2/3. People always played with Taiga back then. And the Jackals to prevent creatures from regenerating. Awesome. And look at the original, man. Original. So pretty. And there, Piety. A Camel, because banding is always good. The Witches to do some damage. Moorish Cavalry, because, you know, we all like trample. And to see those guys get what they deserve. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for checking it out. This is MTG Mox, man. Please make sure you leave some comments in the comment section, and I'll be happy to get back to you guys. Have a great one. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everyone who stops in. So much thanks to all my patrons out there who are amazing. Remember, Boomstick Edition, man. Army of Darkness rocks, and if you watch this film into the very end, put a boomstick in the comment section. Have a great one.